Hey guys, welcome to another episode with the Bear It All Babes. Jay,
B.
Liz.
Day.
and Jay is not with us today.
Another shout out for our girl Shay.
Hi,
Yes.
Missing her.
Missing her
Yes.
for sure.
And we have a special guest today. His name is Ja.
Yes, yes.
Ja, tell us a little bit
up,
about
Ja?
you. Tell our viewers who you are.
Oh man. What you guys would like to know? I don't want to reveal myself too much.
Well, what have we learned? We learned that you are a Gemini.
For sure.
That's right. That's right.
What else have we
So she
learned?
said you got split personalities.
I'm 37.
You're 37.
I'm from Brooklyn.
New York
I was-
swag.
Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Trini, we know her.
Trini,
He's a
definitely. Trini born, raised in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, those
I
island men
have
are-
3 beautiful daughters. I'm family orientated. I'm based off respect. Living my purpose, you know. I'm out here to just to like serve my purpose and whatever God want me to do, you know.
Right.
And what's your
It might-
purpose?
My purpose is to help, you know,
Okay.
help others, you know, kind of like, you know, in whatever way I can help them in, you know. It can be feeding somebody, it can be a conversation, it could be putting a smile on somebody's face. You don't know what can make that person's day, you know.
Don't be
Agree.
trying to like
I agree.
No, it's real.
peek into my conversations, okay?
Oh, nah, that's me all the way.
Because that's me all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me all the way. My lady always tell me, she's like, oh, you too nice. I'm like,
Nah, no such
I
thing.
can't, like-
She says that
what
only
is
when you
too
probably
nice?
talking to other women.
but it's like I'm nice to everybody.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's like, how could you differentiate yourself for being nice to a male or a
It's
woman?
a way of
Right.
life.
It is what
it's
it
a
is,
way
you
of
know?
life.
Right.
To be
Yeah.
nice is
Is
a
your wife
beautiful
from the
thing.
islands too?
Nah, she's not.
Okay.
She's not. Yeah, but I dealt with that my whole life. It's like, oh, you're too friendly. But it's like, I feel like
What
if
makes
you,
somebody too nice or too friendly? Like, what do you think makes a person, or why people think someone would be too nice or too friendly? Are we talking giving? You know,
so for
doing
me,
for
I'm
people?
like for me, like if I hold the door for somebody, right, and then if the conversation comes, I accept
Right.
it, and I build off that conversation.
But
it
you
might,
but
it
you
might
don't
not,
have to if
I
you're
don't-
just opening up the door for somebody. But
Right.
it's like you're probably a people
I'm
person.
open
Right,
to
right.
it. I'm
Yeah.
open to it, you
Right,
know. So
right.
whatever,
That's a Gemini,
what might
though,
lead
'cause
up
I'm
to
the
that,
same way.
yeah,
I
whatever
can
might
talk
lead
to
up.
anybody in the grocery store, just a whole
Yeah.
conversation. just-
Right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't
So
matter.
whatever
I see
lead
what
up
you're
to that
saying.
conversation, it's like I'm with it. So some people like, oh, you're too friendly. Nah, I'm just me.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like,
Right.
how
Yeah.
could you change from being you? You know,
Right.
it's like then you
I've-
not living your
yeah.
purpose.
Agree.
I've gotten that
Yeah.
from like guys be like, oh, what, like you're too nice, like you're flirting, and I'm
Right.
like, I'm the same way
With everybody.
With anybody.
Yeah, with male and female. So
Right.
like,
Mhm.
I'm
So
not
why do
into
people
women.
think?
so-
That's my question. Why do
Yeah.
people think it comes off as flirting though? Like
Right.
that's what I don't
Because-
understand. you
Because
know?
I think the average person isn't just sparking a conversation with anybody. Like I understood what you were saying. You open a door for somebody and you're like, oh hey, oh you know such a
right.
Right.
oh I know, you know, you don't have to, you don't stop the conversation at abruptly.
Right. And
Like,
I think that
Right.
people think that there's intention behind everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So why would you be telling me good morning, beautiful, or just in any just
Right.
because you know?
No, I
oh,
think that's extra though.
you think the good morning,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
that's
well, then
extra.
I
Nah,
might
you
just
can't
be a
tell-
little extra.
Nah, I can't tell somebody no
But,
good
you
morning,
know,
beautiful.
wait, are you saying it?
I mean, sometimes I
So
have.
I say
tell
that.
people
You
that.
know,
Oh, for real?
this is how I say in
Yeah,
the
to a
morning. I
woman.
say good
To a
morning,
woman, that's
beautiful
fine.
soul.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
women.
would say
Yeah,
that.
but
You-
I
good
can't say that
morning.
to a woman. Good morning, beautiful.
No,
not?
it would be.
That's
I guess
powerful
I can
words.
see that being extra.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
extra.
Good morning, you
Yeah.
can say, but not
Right.
beautiful.
Yeah, good morning.
you
Yeah,
can-
for sure.
you can tune
And I'm
into
from the
the-
islands too. You know, we
Yeah.
raised off
That's
respect.
what I'm
That's what a
saying.
lot of people don't understand. Like,
right.
I grew up from New York, so we don't say good morning in New York.
No.
I'm about to say the
Everybody
islands
walk-
in New York
Just
totally.
walk.
So when I moved to New York and I was like, good morning, everybody looked at me like I was weird. Like,
You're crazy.
like I
and
was
that-
crazy.
Right,
Exactly.
You know what I'm
So
saying? But we
Yeah.
are West Indians, we kind of raised up in that.
You have no
when you
choice.
enter a room,
Yeah.
you say
You
good
enter a
morning,
room,
you
you
say
say
good
hello,
morning.
you say good morning, you
Absolutely.
say good night. You know,
I
that's
had an
how.
experience because living in the States so long, when I went back home, going back and forth, people say, good morning. I'm like, look at me, what are you telling me good morning? And then I'm like, shucks, I'm in the islands. Good morning, miss. Good morning, ma'am. Good
Oh,
morning.
because
And
you're
you have
back
to
to-
say
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. It ain't like good morning.
Right.
And if
Well,
you
you know,
don't
even
say
like-
it, they make sure.
is a cultural thing. 'cause
And they
my
make sure you
husband's
say good morning,
Dominican, and
ma'am.
they say
Good
miss
morning
and
until
ma'am.
you say
Yeah.
it. So it's
I
a
just
thing.
think that we could all use a little bit of
Nice
I-
kindness.
you know, that
island vibes.
yeah,
I
exactly.
agree.
You know, because now it's like kids will walk by somebody, is holding the door, they'll just walk right by. They won't even
Right.
say,
They won't
even
not
say
just kids,
nothing.
people in
Right.
general.
People,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
people in
But
general.
just
I-
even complimenting people,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm big on just seeing someone
I
and
love
telling
that.
a woman, you know, oh, you look so nice
Yes,
today, or
all
you
day.
know, all day I'm complimenting.
But I like that
just
you
don't
said
know
a
what
woman
kind of
because
person-
Or
sometimes
would you
we don't do that.
compliment a man though? You know
Yes,
what I'm
why
saying?
not?
So for
Exactly.
me,
It
like I would.
depends.
It depends.
Right,
It
'cause
depends.
you're-
I might say, "Oh, you look really handsome today," or
Right.
"You look, you know, really
I think
nice
there's a
today."
way of saying
I think
it.
it's a way.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
I
Yeah.
Yes.
I
think
might
there's a
say
way.
that.
That's like if I said like, "Oh, you have such a nice beard," right?
But would you?
And I
what
have
my- Right.
I'm married or I'm in a relationship. Oh, you have such a nice beard. Or it's like, oh, I like that chain. Or oh, I like your suit.
So my thing is, would you say you're really handsome to a man? Like, so my thing is, if you're in a relationship, right? Are you saying that same thing in front of your significant other if they with you?
I wouldn't. Well,
I would.
I would not say you're handsome.
Then
Right.
you shouldn't say it at all.
No,
No,
I
in
didn't,
general.
I didn't say well, I said
see what you-
when
I
I
see where you're going
maybe
with
I
that.
shouldn't
You
have
get
said
what I'm
look
saying?
handsome.
If your dude not gonna like that, then
Yeah.
you shouldn't say that
saying- but say
when he's
behind,
not.
yeah.
No,
If your
but
dude
if
is
Chet,
with you,
like we went somewhere last night, you know, and my husband's around, and you know his Mason brothers or whatever are there, and I'll say, oh, you look really nice today,
that's cool.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe when I said handsome, that's
Yeah, that's-
for
that's-
me,
But
I think handsome is an okay
but
word,
I do.
though.
I will
Nah,
say
not everybody's handsome.
No, see, no. See,
No,
I
I
have
know.
a thing.
I
Like
call
if I say,
everybody-
"Damn, you
I
look
would say,
fine,"
right, I ain't
Beautiful
like-
soul or high love. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or man. Hi,
I would
love. How are you,
compliment a
love?
man
I'm
in
not
front of my
being-
husband, though.
I'm not being like disrespectful.
I think
I'm
it's
just
a
calling
way.
It's a
yourself.
way that it's
I think it's a
definitely
way
That's
because
what
I would
feel.
say
Yeah.
like, you know, the theme was Paris, and I'm like, oh, you look really
Yeah,
handsome.
I think I have
and it
complimented
wasn't
another
taken
man
into
in front of
I
my
have,
husband, but I don't
have.
think like you said. I don't think it was like, "Damn, you look good today." I
Right.
think it was
I
more
think
like,
it's
"Oh, that
different.
color looks nice on you."
Right,
You know,
right.
right?
Right.
I
That's
think it's a
different.
level
Yeah.
of respect when
Yeah.
it comes to like when you're, around your significant other. It's just, in general, a certain level of respect. So like,
Right.
say there's somebody who I know, like, we always go back and forth
Right.
with, and he's like, oh, such and such is here. He couldn't wait to see you. I'm like, oh, look at you, looking all
Right.
handsome. I think that's
Right.
different than if
It's
it was
who it-
somebody who was not,
definitely.
who
I think it's
Who
different.
the
be-
person is?
So you
and
wouldn't
how you
compliment
guys-
a woman
Interesting.
if you're with your wife. You wouldn't
I don't-
say, "Oh,
I-
you look really nice today" to a woman, or
Yeah, but I don't compliment women like that. I would say like if I'm speaking to a stranger and if it comes out naturally,
Right.
if you have a nice outfit on, a nice shoes, I would say that. Yeah,
Right.
I like that fit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Okay.
I like that.
I
you
knew
know,
he was
that's-
gonna say that. I like that
So it's
fit.
not
Yeah.
more of like
Right.
you're beautiful,
or
like
how you're
Right.
saying.
yeah,
it.
it's
I
how
get
it's
that.
what you
I
say and how you
get
say
that.
it.
Yeah.
And
I
then
get
if
that.
I'm with my woman, then I say that she know that's me. But
Right.
like other than that, like I feel like it's over the top.
And I think that's also
But I think
it.
that's a part, though,
right?
to know who you
exactly.
are.
That's
like,
what I'm about
that's
to
something
say.
that you just do. My husband knows I'm very outspoken.
Right.
Right.
So I'll say, "Oh, you look really nice today," or like, and
where he
wouldn't
may
think
not be the
nothing.
one to even say anything
No,
like that.
he's
yeah.
very mild. He
Yeah.
probably won't, but he will compliment. Like if he see you say, "Oh, you ladies look beautiful today," he will
Right.
say that,
Right.
and it doesn't bother me.
Right.
So I guess it depends.
It depends
Yeah, it
because if it's
depends.
just like we're
That
speaking
wouldn't
of walking
bother
through
me.
the door and you're with your significant other and you look at the person walking through the door, total stranger.
Right.
Oh, you look beautiful today. Okay, I understand how that
I
may
can
be
get
like
that,
versus
yeah.
oh, nice fit. Like,
Right.
it's
But
a
if you have
totally
trust
different
issues with that
energy.
person
can
and
see
they've
that.
done something,
That's a toxic relationship,
But-
and you don't need to be in it
yeah.
anyway.
You can't compliment somebody around. I mean,
Let's get back to
Because again, that
Yeah.
is knowing
that's-
who you are. Like
Yeah.
if I'm like Jack knows who I am, your significant other, like, and your woman knows who you are. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like if I'm with a nice person, I know they're a nice person. I know that there's going to be things
Right.
that come out of
Yeah.
their
Right.
mouths that's nice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Right.
authentically who you are.
but
When
like
you
some
go
people
out.
just don't
do.
even care. Like some people will try to like get with you, and your
Well, we've been
partner
there
is
too.
yeah, your
Yeah.
partner's there.
But I think you know when
Do you ever-
somebody's flirting with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
it's
females
obvious.
don't trust females, man.
I don't trust
That's-
females.
that's
And
what it
guys
is.
don't
I'll
trust
say that
guys.
right now.
Yeah, that's true too, though. That's
I don't
true
trust
too, though.
Yeah.
females.
It's the
I
same
Guys
way.
don't
yeah,
trust guys.
guys don't trust
Yeah.
guys.
Right?
I don't trust females. Mm-mm.
What is it that you don't trust?
I don't trust nobody.
Okay, so female. Or
Yeah, I
guy.
don't trust females.
Why?
Only.
So when you say you don't trust nobody, like, are you mean like do you trust your woman?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so-
when I mean it, like trusting somebody, it's just more of a sense like I don't trust y'all. I just met y'all.
But you don't trust us to do what? Like things that come out of our mouth.
depends
You don't
on
trust
what
us
it
to
is.
It's just
like-
me though. It's just
Okay.
me. Just for instance,
an earning.
she had me downstairs. Like she told me to come here at 4:00. I'm on a back block in Philly. I'm calling her. She not answering the phone. So I'm like, fuck is going on? I'm like, can I curse?
No,
So
yeah.
I'm like, what's
Yeah,
going
I did that
on?
too
Like,
already.
so I'm thinking like She trying to set me up or
So
something. I'm-
okay, so,
So-
I
so
was about to
that's-
say that
it's-
you're more cautious
it's-
about things.
I'm
but
cautious
that's-
about things.
yeah,
Very,
yeah,
very cautious.
cautious.
So
Not
like,
really
you should
trust.
always be cautious. You
Yeah.
should
But
But
always
I
be
feel
cautious.
like even trusting somebody too, though. Like I feel trust is
It's
it's
earned.
That's
something.
earned.
It's earned. Yeah, it's definitely earned.
That's earned.
But I'm very cautious of how I move and like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like my
I
past
can
trauma
see
and
that
stuff
though.
like
Thought I
that.
was trying to set you
downstairs.
up.
Yeah, I can see that though.
I mean,
yeah.
like the past trauma come up. I ain't think that, but it ran across my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Philly.
Yeah.
Like I'm not from out here, so I'm on
Out-
the back block.
Yeah.
I'm calling you, denied. Like I'm texting you.
Denied. I did
What's
not
going on? So I'm
decline
like,
anything.
I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, hold on, let me go sit in the car real quick. You know, seeing all these young boys outside. I'm like, oh man.
And that,
I'm
but
like,
that
let me go
would
in
be
the car.
so. That's like your experience and your background that makes your mind to jump right to
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
not every person would think that. They would just be like, "What's she doing?" You know, might be
yeah.
like, "What's she doing?"
I
But you
did
drove
send a
right
message
to
before
Oh yeah,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
say,
You
hey.
from the city where I'm from. You
Yeah,
kind
where
of
you from.
you
So I
kind of
get
catch
that.
those
What
things real quick.
what brought you to Philly
So I'm in Jersey now.
or Jersey?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Which
so
part?
I grew up in Brooklyn, like I said. Grew up in a urban culture. You know, my dad actually wanted us out of here,
Okay.
me and my brother. So he actually moved to Jersey, and came with him. You know, and I decided to stay out here. You know, I was back and forth when he did
Right.
bring me out here. It was
Right.
like I was back and forth
Yeah.
every weekend.
Right.
So
I
once
think
I got a
it's
little
good to
older,
have
I got
that
to kind of
both
settle down.
sides.
Yeah, it's definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I
Yeah.
try to teach my kids that too,
Yep.
like to have both sides of
Yep.
you know living in the suburbs,
You got the strap?
around.
It's like, you stop. No,
Around.
I know.
Around.
She's
Sorry.
just a mess.
around.
She was
got
worried
the
about
strap.
somebody's
She ain't
strap.
heard about somebody's strap.
Lord, what's
So-
wrong? You and this. I'm gonna
She like them
Take her to
gangsters.
the
said
she
on
does.
range.
You like
I'm
them
gonna take her
gangsters,
to the
huh?
range one
Oh,
day.
Well, I just.
What you like
It's-
about
it's
that?
a-
What you like about that though?
No,
The thrill. I think it's a
She
thrill.
just likes a
thrill.
thug. That's
She's-
it.
But what
Yeah.
you like about that? though?
No, I just it just became
I'm
a
curious
joke.
now. No.
All right, but-
What you like about that?
It's true.
It's a joke, but so it just became a thing. But I like somebody who's street savvy, right? Who knows how to I'm very, like you said, trust, right? So
Right.
I know I need to have a man around me that I know I can trust,
Right.
like so I can at least let my guard down some,
So the strap
So-
helps that.
The straps help that.
Well, it's just like
You gonna hold the strap?
yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't-
I mean, the question is it legal or not legal? Do you prefer the legal strap or do you prefer the non-legal
Yeah,
strap?
that's the question.
it depends on the situation.
question.
What
See,
you
and the
I
problem.
think she likes illegal ones.
She likes
You
the
know
thug.
that
She
whole.
like,
The
that's
thing-
what she
Well,
like.
I
No,
like to know
the thing
is
is, I like somebody who's
is this man strapped? What's going on with this ring? I just peeped this ring. What's going on?
well.
Is somebody.
Congratulations. Is there somebody do
Is
something?
Shay gave her to her on the vegetarian.
What
What was it?
No,
so
Vegetarian
I-
weekend.
Oh
Does he carry a
Lord!
strap?
No, so I just wore
lesbian
this.
fest,
I
Che.
wear this sometimes to
Push
Just-
everything away.
bat them off.
Oh
Yeah.
no, they don't care. They don't
Oh,
care
okay.
about. They
No,
don't
they
care
don't
about
care.
that.
They do not
They don't care about
They
that.
don't care about that.
Not at all. He is not wrong.
What does that say? Like, if you see this on somebody, you
It
still
could
gonna
say
not
you-
you, but I'm just saying you still gonna
So for me, like I respect it, but
you
A
don't
lot of
care.
men don't.
a lot of men don't. You know,
Why do you think that? Why do you think that most men or some men will?
because men choose, women choose.
Because they're dominant.
No, men choose, women choose.
It's true.
I feel like
So,
they
I heard
so
what you said.
regardless,
Wait, men choose.
Yes.
women choose. So regardless who you with,
Yeah.
you're gonna choose who you want, what you want to do something with
Yeah.
somebody with. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because I think men want to be they're conquerors.
But the question
I
is,
was just going to say, I think
Conquerors.
it's they want to see if they can. Can I get
Yeah,
her?
it's a chase.
Yeah, because it's
to see
That's
if-
true.
yeah, but
You
know,
sometimes
can
you
I
tell a
get
man
That was
no
one of-
four
that was-
times and they're
that
still
was
got
one of my
something
things,
say.
too,
That's how I feel.
I ain't gonna
like,
lie, that was one of my things. Like I
yeah.
wanted to,
I just want to see if I
I
can
wanted
get
to
her.
like do that.
I have
Right.
moments like
What,
that
like-
though.
Yeah,
just
like
to see
Can
like
just
if
to
I
see
can
could
get
do
it.
Just to
Yeah.
know, see if I could do it.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
You
I'm
guys
the
have never had
opposite.
moments where it's like, I wonder if I can bag that.
No, I'm the opposite. The first thing, so in my experience,
Bag
when
that.
I
If I want to bag something, I'll bag it.
no,
you
no,
know?
no. Trust me. In my experience, the first time I'm like him, I ask him, "Do you have a girlfriend? Or you have a situationship? Are you married?" That's the first thing I ask.
Situationship.
Yeah, because that's what's going on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
yeah. Right.
I said, and if they tell me no, then we could talk. If you tell me I got a girlfriend, or I'm leaving the girlfriend, or I'm separated, check, no.
Yeah, but a lot of
don't
times
believe- I
it's
don't
not
believe
how it
that.
is. Not a lot of
I
times.
don't
No,
believe that. I
it's
don't believe
no.
that. I don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
What?
What she saying?
That she's gonna say no.
Nah, I don't believe
It
that.
depends on how he
Listen,
comes.
so I used to work in a casino,
don't
in a
believe
poker room. When the
Who's your
area in the
guy?
poker room is all males.
She likes 'em round.
Me like
So you trying to tell
So
me
Idris Elba.
Yeah. Yes.
which me knowing how old you are,
Yes.
how old you are, you never had a situationship with a man that was in a relationship.
never.
Never been a side piece.
You just didn't know
Without
about
never.
it.
I never
you
been
didn't
a side
know.
piece. Not that I didn't know.
It's not even about a. It's not even about a side piece. It's just
She ain't
about.
know.
If I didn't
Oh,
know,
you didn't
when I
know?
find no, if I don't know,
I can believe that too.
No.
A lot of people lie though.
yeah,
a lot
that's
of men
what I'm
lie.
saying. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm
People
saying.
But she was
lie.
also
A lot of
married
men
for a
lie.
while.
Right.
I was married.
not
And
gonna
I left
lie.
my husband because he cheated.
I have.
Because
Oh,
I
okay.
believe in karma. What
Right.
what I
Yeah.
do to you,
Bearing
you're
it
gonna
all.
come back to me. So
Absolutely.
I'm very spiritual. That's where I come in. I sound like all
Gotcha.
of that, but no. I ask you. That's the first time I ask you. Are you married? You
Right.
have a girlfriend.
Right.
If you do, oh no, I'm leaving. Don't talk to me.
Or
Right,
they'll
right.
say,
Don't. I
Or
don't.
they'll
If I
say,
see
"But
a
I
ring,
have
don't
friends."
even. Don't even.
Or
I'm
they'll
married,
say,
but I have
they're
friends. I can have
Right.
friends.
poly,
No,
but
no
they-
friends either. No friends with benefits.
Oh,
No nothing.
right.
None of that. I'm old school. Me not care. Me
Poly,
not
yes.
want it. No, sir. That's
I
messy.
want to hear more
I
about
don't
this
do messy.
men choose. Like, explain that
I
a
like
little
that
more.
though.
I
Men
know.
choose, women choose.
So
It
I
makes
just feel
sense.
like, regardless of who you with,
Yeah.
you sure I'm a type of dude, right? Like I don't go through phones. I don't do none
Yeah.
of that.
Right.
No, we
I don't do that shit. You know, my
Good.
lady can have phone. It could be ringing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's ringing 3, 4 in the morning, I'm gonna say, who that?
Well,
she
that's
could,
a- yeah.
She could
Right.
say it's my sister. I'm not going.
You would never know if it's
I'm
true
not
or
going like.
Give me a reason to
I'm
not,
not going.
trust you.
You feel me? I'm not going to say nah. Why is she calling you so late? I'm just going, and I'm not going to think nothing of it because I feel like regardless of what situation somebody's in, I feel like a woman is always going to choose who they
Yes.
want to be with.
Right.
That's why I never like. If I like, let's say if I would like one of you guys, and it's like 3 other guys into one of you, right? And then I'm like, I'm not competing with y'all. She gonna choose whoever she choose. She gonna choose. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta impress her,
Right.
buy her this or get her
Right.
this because
Yeah.
you getting her
Right.
that. Nah, because you could do all that. She
And
like
see,
me.
Yeah.
that's what we
So-
speak on because, like, that seems very logical.
Right.
That seems like a man's explanation, right? But I feel like if you bring that to us, it'd be like, well, you know, I was feeling him and my emotions, and I don't know, like, you know, like we get so just wrapped up into the what ifs, and it gets all over the place. Versus that right there is logical. Like, why
Right.
am I going to sweat you?
Gonna choose.
If the person wants you,
they
they're
want
gonna
you.
choose
They're
you.
gonna choose
Yeah.
you
You know,
regardless.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
we
yeah, it's
we
true.
we
I feel like
we
a lot of
yeah,
times
we get a little
Overthink
guys.
it.
Right.
I feel like
Just
a
like
lot of
I'm
times
doing
guys
the
do that,
audition,
though.
right? Y'all gonna choose who y'all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna do what y'all got who y'all got young mind.
Oh, I like it.
So
I'm
what
just-
you saying?
I'm not
I'm not
trying
about
to-
to do all this extra because
No,
y'all gonna have. Who
I'm gonna
y'all
be
have?
me.
Right.
You
so
feel
that's
me?
What we
Right.
would want.
Like I'm gonna just be me. Like I'm not going.
You're not gonna
Because it's gonna
go
I'm not going
do
to text,
extra.
I'm not
and-
going to text
Yeah.
you like because I got your number. Like, hey, yo, I need this. Like,
Right.
yo,
Right,
I know
right,
you from
right.
like. You know what I mean?
I've gotten
So-
some of
so,
those.
You know,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to do that. Like, cause
I've gotten them
y'all gonna
immediately
choose.
That's
after
not
I
the
I just
ended.
showed her. I'm like,
We
Yeah,
have
that's
men that
true.
are
Not the
doing that
energy that
though.
we
Yeah, that's
want.
cornball.
DMing and all that. Like,
But I
you
think
doing-
that
you doing too
I think
much.
that comes with like being secure with who you are as a person, and I
Exactly.
think
Right.
that when you're secure as a person, I think that kind of like in all walks of life it comes out.
Right.
You know, like being confident, knowing who you are, knowing your value that you bring. You don't have to. Obviously, if
all
an
this
audition
extra.
is an audition, right?
Right.
So you bring your A game. You know who you are, but when it comes to certain things, I like even like with say guys or they're trying to approach you, it's like pick me. It's like I don't
Right.
need you to like
Yeah,
keep
fall back.
Yeah.
like don't keep doing
Yeah,
that.
let me
Just
see you from a
fall
distance
back.
for a little
Be who
bit.
you are, like you're
But that
saying.
may be who they are. You know,
Right,
some people are
right,
just
that's true.
Yeah, this is
too
why you
much.
won't
So
get
you
That's
know,
true.
it's just be genuine,
Right.
you know, and be you. So I like that.
And I also
appreciate
think
that,
that's
but
where
then-
that silent energy comes in.
right.
You know, there's an energy we all feel, and we know the red flags, even just by energy sometimes, and whether we
Right.
choose to listen in
To
or
listen,
not.
yeah.
But I
Ignore it or
definitely
not.
think
That's why I hate dating.
Yeah, because you see what you see the app, you see all the good stuff on paper, you
Don't
see
get
him
me
in
in that
person,
crap.
and then it's like,
You said what? What you said?
how
You
you
got
doing
stressed
with that?
out.
Girl, I lost one day. Never date. I swear to God, I'm like 45 years old.
Stressed
One
out.
day I lasted
Which
a freaking.
app was it? Bumble?
So no, it's this
No.
young lady here, right here, right? I listen to her because I don't do dating
Don't listen
apps.
to Jamie.
No,
Like, what are you
I
talking
don't.
about?
No,
I do not
talking.
steer you wrong. Typically,
No, no.
I'm not many you
So
got blocked?
I want a hinge for
Yeah,
one
but
day.
that's
I had like 350 something in 1 hour, and I'm like, I would like this. I'm like, this shit is not for me.
Wait, when I set it up,
It's not for me. I
I
went, you
did-
know what
It's
I did?
overwhelming.
I did
No,
put a
you know what
joke
I
on.
did? Boom, off. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
not for me. I'm old school. I'm dating old school. Whoever I meet, I ain't doing this.
But I
What's
did
it?
put open to women and men.
Oh God, she did it.
That's a
spitefully.
good, you know
Yeah,
what?
hitting
That's a
me up. I'm
good,
like, Lord of mercy.
that's a
just thought it
good
was funny.
question though. Do y'all think that,
I know. I got off. First time, never again. Never.
do y'all think
never.
that dating is different now than what it used to be?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
How so?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I'm not dating, but
I feel like it's different.
do it.
Like before, it wasn't really. When I was coming up, it wasn't really no. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. I felt like it was more conversations on the phone.
Right.
Thank you.
It wasn't. It wasn't too much texting.
Because people were going
Right.
out and
You
you
know,
were
like-
meeting people.
meeting up.
You know,
with
like,
people.
and then you had to like actually go see somebody, and
Right.
I felt like the conversation on the phone made you get to know that person
Right.
more. You feel like energy, or you speak
Yeah.
on the phone.
I ain't
you
gonna
know,
lie, I'll
like,
be too
I
busy to
agree.
be
you
on
know,
the
like
phone.
if somebody, well, exactly. So like,
I
if-
know, but see, look where the time is. Now people gotta work so much. Like you're working so much, so,
So
you're
why
spending
even
less
put that time
time.
and
but
energy
we
to
make
go
time.
swipe?
We make time
For
for what
what
we
you
want.
want.
What you
Exactly.
want in
Yeah, it's
life.
easy.
but it's
So
also the build
regardless-
up.
So that's what you're gonna get. Whatever's out there. They say in the island there's plenty of fish in the sheep, but I ain't looking for no fish. I want a friggin' whale. I want a whale. I don't want no fish.
She wants a whale.
I want
y'all.
a whale.
If there's any whales out
Any
there?
whales out there?
Any
Come to
whales?
me.
Yeah, ma, she wants a whale.
Next
God,
week,
no
she-
fishes.
next
No.
week she's gonna be in a whole full blown
First of all,
relationship.
I thought she was celibate right now. Anyway,
Girl, she changes her mind like she
we
brushes
doing?
her teeth.
Okay, okay. I thought you were going to
No,
say
but
that.
that's a
I
good
don't-
point,
yeah,
though.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Brittany.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing that I see from the outside looking in with my friends and everything, that I don't like with the dating is I don't feel like there's any build up to the nice restaurants.
Right.
The build up, like you were saying, it was simple conversation. You go simple bowling, simple movies, simple,
Yeah.
you know, the pull up whatever restaurants where they come out to you on skates, like simple
Right,
stuff.
right.
Now everybody's like, oh,
Yeah, it
you
was a
taking
whole
me to
social
Cheesecake
media
Factory?
thing,
Oh
right,
my
about
God!
restaurants
Like
that
that's
you
not
won't go to.
that's not right.
Which
You
is
gotta-
crazy.
Yeah,
What
So
I-
I have to spend, you know, you expect a man
That's
to
the first
spend
year
$600
anniversary
on
on a
your
nice
first
restaurant.
date. That's just ridiculous.
No, it
to
is.
me.
Yeah.
You know.
But I feel like too is the expectation of the woman. I feel like also the culture changed too, right?
Right.
We gotta
Yeah.
we gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, the culture has changed.
The culture definitely changed. So I feel like with women, I feel like it's
He's trying to think, tread light.
no, because
Right,
she
don't-
definitely brought up a point to where I want to reflect on. I think I forgot what I
That's
wanted
all right.
to
We're
say.
gonna bring it back around.
Yeah, bring
You'll
it back
remember
around.
it.
Yeah.
Remember it. But it has
bring it
changed
back
quite a
She
bit.
said the
and
build up.
The build
You
up
talking
is
about that part?
different. You know.
She did say the build up, right?
But what do you
You
do?
would bring it back around.
What do you
Build-up is
do
good.
when you're now
Yeah, the
with this
build-up is
person
good.
for a year, or when
Right.
you're with for 6 months? You know, like I feel like you don't want to give somebody everything you got right up front.
I
Like there
agree.
has to be some growing.
I
There has to
agree.
be some being at the bottom with you. There has to be like, or can we relate on a lower level, for lack of better words, of a picnic? Can you appreciate
Which I
a
think is
picnic?
beautiful.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would
can
love
you
it. To me, it's
appreciate
more
a walk?
thought.
A
It's
walk. Let's go
intimate.
for a walk.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like
Why
you have to be able to, like, if you're trying to do life with somebody, you gotta, see them at their lowest. You gotta
Right.
see them
Right.
at, the highest.
Right.
Celebrate with me. How do you handle everyday life? How do you situations that
Right.
come up? When things are silent, how are you navigating?
So-
Like, how are we navigating together?
What would be your perfect first date?
My perfect for I'm more like old school with like going to a restaurant. Like I like nice good food and to talk.
But do you expect the restaurant to be like this most?
But see, I don't have
Steak 48.
expectations.
Right.
I don't have
Like, do you have
expectations with that
expectations
because
on that?
I don't care about that. And I'll say I'm a
Yeah.
cheap date because I don't eat meat. So,
Pescatarian.
yeah,
No
I just
Diddy.
became.
You
I was a
gotta say no
vegetarian
Diddy.
for 5
Diddy.
years.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I do eat some seafood. But I don't need this.
Right.
What it gets me. I feel like if just say you and I were dating, right, and you or we were just about to go out on a first date, and you said, I found this Italian place. Okay, cool. I don't really care. I'm gonna
Right.
follow your lead. Now, if you
Exactly.
lead me to Applebee's, right?
Right.
Which I'm okay with the first date being at Applebee's, and you're worried about the 2 for $25,
Right.
then now I know where to place you.
Right.
Like
Right.
there's,
Right.
I feel like at that point there's no second date. You know,
Right.
if you say, hey, you know what, I know we haven't met yet, but I figured maybe let's go to like a bagel spot. You want to get a coffee or whatever?
Right.
I'm cool with that.
Right. And I feel like, and that's a perfect example. I don't feel like where the date shouldn't matter, right? It's about the energy and the vibe.
Exactly.
Because you can actually take somebody to the most expensive
Right.
restaurant, Ruth Chris, or wherever you want to go,
Right.
But if that energy ain't there, like you just spent $600-$800,
That's
like
my
you said,
point, right? That
for
build
what?
up.
And
And
then
can you
Right.
sustain
the
that?
energy
though?
is
And can you
gone. Like the
sustain
energy
it, you
wasn't
know?
even there. It
My
can't
first date
sustain
is
it.
talking.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know,
My first date, let's talk. Let's go to the park. Let's talk. Let me get to know you.
What if it's winter time?
Okay?
That
wear
shit so
wear
good.
some joggings or wear underneath something and let's go for a
You
walk.
gonna be at the park in the
Okay,
snow?
You know,
so you're a
yeah.
restaurant.
That's real.
You want to?
No, I don't
go to
care.
the park. What about you,
I
Brandy?
wanna
What would
I
be
wanna
like?
know the person before you even go to the second date.
So conversation and walk
Yes,
for you. What
ma'am.
would be like your ideal date or like your first date? I
I
guess
don't
first
know
date,
that
not
I
ideal
have.
date.
I don't know that I have one. I just, for me, it's the it's the
It's
thought
energy,
of what
yeah.
you're, if you're
Yeah.
giving me your undivided attention, even something as simple as a walk by ourselves and
Exactly.
talking to
Coffee.
me, and we're having good conversation. I don't care about things like that. You don't have to take me to a most expensive
That's me.
restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to even remember where my husband took me for our first date. I don't know. We
I
may have
remember
walked
mine.
the damn mall. I don't
It
know.
was IHOP.
That's good.
Yeah,
Those pancakes,
and it
girl,
was-
back
it
in the
was a
day.
lunch. It was like
Yes.
a quick
I think we
lunch
did
break.
like
We
a
only
lunch.
had- We went to
Yeah.
IHOP.
Yeah.
We went to IHOP.
Yes,
That
well, we
our
was in
first
college
date.
too, so we sat on the courtyard and
Yeah.
talked, and that was like a date right there, But I mean, and I know my sisters and friends, they talk about, different things, but these women ask for things,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
extreme.
like
You got to take me
just
to
outrageous.
get a Chanel bag
Right,
off
and
the
can
date
you
before
even
could
do
talk
these
to
things
me.
for yourself? You're expecting this man to do these things,
Exactly.
And
put
I
in
don't
his
even
credit,
feel like it's about the conversation. I feel like it's about
It's what they can do for
pictures
you.
on
It's
social
what somebody can do
media,
for
and
somebody.
that's
and
it.
I don't
So-
like that.
So that's why I said, walk in the park. You can't impress me. What, you don't know how to walk? Okay, wheelchair fine. I'll go with you. I'll push you
For
in the
me,
wheelchair.
but like he
I
said,
don't
for
care,
me,
you know what
it's not the
Let's-
location,
let's
it's the
talk.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like, how are we
Exactly.
connecting? It would be that.
And I
rather
prefer
than
to-
where are we? We
Yeah.
can be any damn
I think
where.
that goes back to
I
what
don't
he's
care.
saying too.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
we need more conversation versus the texting because
Yeah.
you don't even know how the flow of the conversation is going to go
Exactly.
at the restaurant
Exactly.
if all y'all are doing is
Exactly.
How you gonna
texting.
get
you
Yeah.
somebody
know?
energy through a
Exactly.
text?
Yeah.
And
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
you interpret text as wrong too.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
This is why I
definitely-
prefer
exactly.
to meet somebody and be around them, to get to know them. Like, I don't know, like even if it was like somebody you worked with or whatever, I'm just like
Yeah.
not mixing the two, but just being around a person to get to know them, how they are in their normal
Right.
life, as
Right.
opposed to like meeting somebody's representative.
Right.
Because we know you meet somebody's representative and then you start to,
Yeah.
and then it's
And then all of a sudden,
downhill.
yeah.
But even with the texting, people behind the computer can be anybody. They pretend to be
Yeah.
anybody, right? And
Yeah,
they're so
it's a fact.
engaging with the text and this and this and that. Then when you have a conversation with them in person, you're like, where's
Right.
the
Where is
person I
all
was
that?
talking to?
Right.
Like,
Common
what's going?
sense.
What's you
Yeah.
can't even hold a conversation,
imposters.
right? You know,
People
it's
like pull up.
Yeah.
Like
What
that
you
is-
call them, catfish?
Yeah,
Ja,
catfish.
what would be your idea of first date? What typically, like, what did you do with your lady? Do you
What I did with
remember?
my lady, or what would be my ideal?
Or
Or what I
what
did with
would
my
be
lady?
your ideal?
My ideal date would be, I feel like, I just go with the flow. Like I don't plan things. So like
Yeah.
if I want to do something with you, I'm basing off the build up,
Mm-hmm.
right? The energy, and then it's like, hey, let's go here. Like I heard this was good. Like you want to go here. So it can be whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it don't have a
doesn't
I
have
don't
to
have
be
the
anything.
narrative to like one in particular thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then and with the relationship ongoing, so like now, because now that's like with Liz, are your dates just the same when you were just dating, or like once
Right.
you got the relationship past
it's-
years and all that? Like, what is a
that's-
date now?
That's a
Is it
good
look
question.
different?
That's a definitely good question. So I'm bad at planning things, right? Like I'm very like I
Listen,
love.
the first thing is to admit take
Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
bad.
first part.
I'm bad. I'm like the dude that just. You figure it out. I pay the. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'm bad. Like
Okay.
even when we go on trips, like let's go here. All right, you figure it out. And then
Okay.
I deal with it, but
But at least like,
But
at least you guys both know, like, okay, listen, I fall short here, so this is what I need you to do.
it's bad. It have gotten like a little.
She wants more.
Yeah, I'm so
wants
busy.
you to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm busy, so I'm trying to balance it. You know, that's those are conversations we have, like, you know, because we kind of take away those things, right?
Yeah.
You know, you have kids, and then when you have kids, they become your number one priority. I feel like on both sides, right? I
Right,
feel like
right.
when you're a mother, like your kids is who you living for. When you're a father, it's the kids who you living for. So we kind of like.
But you said
tryna-
living for, and then you forget to live.
Right, you try
live
to
for
you
each other.
forget
We
to
were
live.
just talking
You do-
about
we just was
that.
talking
Forget
about
to
that.
live for each other, and you those kind of things get taken
Everything
out
is
the
the
picture,
kids.
but you don't notice is affecting the other person
Right.
until
Yeah.
they kind of speak about it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh well, we need to do this. It's like, but you know what I'm doing? Like, why we got? All right,
But you
cool.
can't forget. You can't forget about
But
the
you
other
can't
person.
forget it,
Yeah.
you
Can't
know,
forget
so
about
it's
each other.
like,
'Cause
yeah,
them kids gonna leave the house, and then it's just you two
Right,
again.
The
right.
easy
What does
part
that
is
look
the
like,
keeping,
right?
is the getting somebody, right? That's the easy
the
part. The
keeping.
hard part
It's
is
the
is the
keeping.
keeping.
It is
yeah,
the
definitely
keeper.
harder to
Being
keep somebody.
present, be you know,
Yeah,
even if
definitely.
you, I like when people do things like, all right, every 2 weeks we go on a date, or
At least
whatever the
once a
case is,
month or
every
something,
you know,
yeah.
whatever we decide, but you are intentional about
Yeah.
dating each other, and I think that sometimes is what people forget to do.
And for us, it's literally schedule. You know, you schedule everything else in your
Right.
calendar. Like, we're going to have a conversation. You know, what you have going on next week? Okay, we're going out. Put it on the calendar. Don't schedule
Right.
anything else. You know, you have to
You-
be.
yeah, you
have
got
be
to, especially when you
intentional.
have kids
You
and
know,
busy schedules.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Even if we sit in the backyard and, you know, smoke a cigar or
Right.
whatever, it's just send the kids away and it's
Right.
just
Yes.
us. Like, but you do have to be intentional because you do lose yourself when you become. I have 4 children. They're
Oh,
all
God
different
bless.
ages. You know,
Right.
so. You don't even realize that you're not.
Yeah, you don't
spending
until
the time
until you
sometimes.
realize.
Yeah,
It's
until
like you don't realize.
And you guys
until
are like
realize.
Right.
on a huge disconnect, and then you're
Yes.
like
Oh,
looking at each
yes.
other like, okay, well, what do we do? Like, then it's like now somebody's in their feelings, and now
Right.
And I think-
at what point do we make it better?
Right.
You know?
And I
Right,
think
right.
that's why,
Yeah.
we see these couples that are married for like 30, 40 years or whatever, and then like their kids and everybody moves out and they like instantly get
Get
divorced. And
divorced.
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
don't even like
how
each
do you
other.
go 20
They don't
years
even
and
like
then
each other.
realize
Just
that you
waiting
don't
for the
like
kids
this
to get up out of
person?
there.
Right?
Yeah.
The schedule stopped,
Yeah.
right? And now you're sitting with this person in the house and you're realizing, I don't even
Routine.
like you anymore.
And that's
you
it.
know?
You know what? And
Yeah.
how is it with the
Scary.
conversation even? Like, before you had children, you talked about, all kind of things. Then now
all
that you
do is
have
talk
kids,
about
all
your
you do is talk
kids.
about
Yeah.
the kids. Right?
Yeah,
the other
we
thing-
definitely went through that.
We went through
yeah.
that. Yeah, and then
we
it
went
was
through
like,
that.
okay, no kid. We're not talking about the
Yeah.
kids today.
Yeah.
Like, what else is going on?
Right.
What else is going on other than the children? And people don't realize that. All
Yeah.
you do
Your
is
life
Genuinely
becomes
liking
your
a
kids.
person
Kids,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, because I did one of your numbers. I was gonna say something, I forget.
You have to re-fall in love. Like you have
Yeah.
to reinvent.
Yeah.
Keep the
And
fire.
That's where the
That's a good
dating
thing.
comes
Reinvent
in.
your
You have to date your,
relationship,
Got it.
you have to
and
date
you
your
have
spouse.
to reinvent yourself because you can't just be the same person year after
Can't.
year.
Well,
after
oh yeah,
year.
that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Like
So
you're not
growth
the
has
same
to
person
come-
that you were
right.
when you first,
Right.
got with
You
your
shouldn't
partner,
be.
right?
And if you are, that might be a problem.
So then
too.
sometimes people
Yeah.
grow apart, and I
Yeah.
understand that you grow apart, but you have every ability to grow together. So
Right.
even if you find yourself drifting, and I think that's what I did in my last relationship. I was in it for 12 years, and if I look back, yeah, there wasn't anything that caused it to. There wasn't a toxic relationship. Things were pretty much smooth sailing. We argued less than one hand in 12 years. So I'm just an angel. No.
Well, you look at in your matching outfits here.
But but
I'm looking
in
like I
my
caused trouble.
in my head, I just said,
trouble
this
one.
is not. I feel like we're not on the same page, and there was an
Yeah.
age difference.
Yeah.
But could I have tried harder? Could I have, yeah? But I felt like, all right, he's not trying, I'm not trying. Then I just
Yeah, they're-
separate, and then
right.
that's it.
Age
But
difference in what? Younger than you, older than you?
older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it happened, but really anything that's worthwhile,
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
try to fight
Yeah.
for it.
And it's that having those hard conversations.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you're not showing up. For
And
the
for
way
me,
you
it took a
used
lot for me to
you know?
admit, like, where I could have,
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm
mean,
very quick
definitely
to,
it's
like,
two people.
I'm very quick to, like, all right, this ain't
sure.
working.
Well, just
boom.
like Josh said,
Yeah.
his lady had to tell him how she
Yeah.
was feeling about it. Had she not said anything, you probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even notice that it was an issue.
But
She would
sometimes
just
she
keep
takes a
playing it.
while to say it too. I think
Right.
we do
I think
that,
women
though.
do that
Yeah,
a lot.
We
like
do
y'all
that.
like y'all hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
because y'all understanding it as well, right?
Right.
You understand
Right.
if your significant
If you're
other has a
busy,
busy
if you're-
schedule.
right.
Right.
So you're understanding. So it's
Right.
to the boiling point where you actually said something wrong or did something wrong. It's like,
And now it all
Now
comes
then
it's
out.
explodes.
Yes,
I'm like, why you
yes.
say
Yeah.
that?
And don't
Why
hit
I
it
gotta
at
tell
time
you
of the
that? And
month.
then like, why I gotta tell you
But
that?
see, that's the part.
You know, so
Sometimes
it's
we
like-
we internalize. It's like I'm
You
thinking
should
that he
know
should
that.
know. You should
But
know.
we're not
But you're
gonna
right.
know that. You know,
Yeah.
like we gonna know, but at the same time, if we know our significant other, know our schedule, know how busy we are, then we're gonna think they're okay
Right.
with everything that's
Because
going
they're
on.
yeah,
And
exactly. But they're
sometimes
still
you guys
human.
are just not.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you how most women think. When we become silent, there's a problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know that for sure.
When we say something,
Yeah.
If I
we're,
become
we're
silent, I'm
warning you,
done.
we're telling you.
You're done.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I
done,
said.
done.
When we
Yeah.
become silent,
Yeah.
you
That's-
know
that's-
she's been thinking that 100
Past due.
times over before she said something and
Yeah.
becomes
But
silent.
I'll say when for me when I become silent, I've already said it to you a couple
Right.
times and it hasn't
She
changed.
just gave like a mom look. I was almost got a little like.
I told you she just
Yeah.
missing
You know,
her whip.
like
That's all she
I've
missing.
said it to you a couple times, or we had the conversation and it hasn't changed, and I'm not a nagger, so it's
Right.
then now if it hasn't changed and you just keep on, then I'm just quiet and I'm not gonna
Right.
say anything at all. But it's not that we didn't have that conversation.
no, but
you
that's
know
what
how
I'm saying.
feeling. You just
I
choosing
say
not to.
and I tell you
Yeah.
over and
Take
over. I
heed to it.
said,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, so
we
now
got,
you're
we
quiet.
gotta do
Yeah,
something.
and then you
Listen.
get quiet,
Over
right.
and then afterward, like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I'm
But
very,
to
I'm very,
Josh-
I'm
but
very
to
easy to
Josh's
go
point-
silent.
To Josh's point, some women don't say anything at all. They're just assuming
Right.
that
We know.
that men know what's going on, and you're
Right.
just quiet and not saying anything.
women are more
And
emotional,
that
so we
is-
get in our
right,
heads.
That's a
Yeah.
problem, though. We can't
Yeah.
assume that they know what we're thinking.
Right.
You
Some
know,
things I feel like we can though.
like what though?
Like if it's a special day, like if it's a day that,
Well,
literally,
that-
like
yeah, I
you know,
think
like I
that's,
feel,
like,
I feel
Special
like
day,
you
like
should
birthday,
know.
anniversary.
You know,
Yeah,
and
you
or
should
like
know.
if there's been
Yeah, you should
if
know
there's
that.
been
That you should
hints
know.
that have been dropped.
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah, you should
Like,
know
But it's
that.
like
Can you
paying
pick up what I've
attention
been
to that
putting
person,
down?
right? So
Right.
like even if it's just like doing something nice for, me, if we're together and it's like at what point do you make me feel special, like that you thought about me when you didn't
Right.
have throughout the day or
That's what
whatever.
I'm saying. Like you
Yeah.
know, we haven't talked the whole entire day.
Right.
Like you know, you have not reached out to say, "Hey, how's your day been?" or "Hey, just thinking about you, I'm busy," or like,
quick text.
like
Hey,
to
did you
me,
eat
that's
lunch
something
today? Let
that
me send
you
you
should be
some
aware
lunch.
of. I shouldn't have to say like, you didn't text me all day today. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna
me
lie.
say
I'm
some
like,
Hey, can I get some flowers?
so that's crazy. I was just gonna mention the flowers. So like,
Hey, can I get some chocolate?
so for
Not
me,
what you doing.
And if I have to say that, then it doesn't mean anything now.
Right.
right. So for me, that was like one of my the worst. Like, I'm not good at like, I'm not the most romantic person. Like, I'm just not. Like, I don't. I
You
don't
don't
know
have to
how.
be romantic to send flowers.
But
No,
right,
but
but like
but that is for men.
that
They're
is
not
kind of
gonna think
romantic
about
for
it.
certain
Yeah.
people. Like for me, like
So if you know your
For-
girl likes flowers and she's telling you every day, you could just give me flowers. We don't have to do nothing.
but like you said, she's not gonna say it if she
I'm
wanted.
gonna say it.
You get what I'm
She's
saying?
speaking from her
She's
own
expecting-
I'm
personal.
talking about my personality.
Okay,
I asked this
okay.
man, so
Wait, let John finish what he was saying.
Yeah. So
I want a
I,
man's point of view. I want to know if I was wrong, if I
Yeah,
was the
so-
crazy one.
Okay,
But
so
let-
let him finish, and then
let
we'll
him
hear
finish.
what
Yeah,
your
so like-
situation was.
for me, like she had to tell me like, you don't buy me flower. I never did. Like, so you want
right.
them, you want them now. So my
Yeah.
my idea is like, for me, like I'm different. So I'm like,
Right.
you want flowers, like they're gonna die in like 3
Yeah.
days.
Mhm.
Why
Yeah.
you want flowers every week? They're gonna die. Like
Right.
you get them,
Gesture.
you put them in water.
You're thinking
before you
about
know it,
her.
Because
they
you're
gone.
thinking of you're thinking of the
thinking.
analytical
Right.
again,
Right. So
aspect
I'm
of it.
Logical.
understanding, like, I felt like I knew how to understand a woman in certain perspectives, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, so like that part, it was like you don't.
And from the beginning, you never bought flowers. It was
I
just
never
all
did.
of-
So
right,
I felt
right.
like
It wasn't
Right,
something
yeah.
she
I
really
felt like
wanted.
she knew it's like
Right.
you
Yeah.
knew I wasn't
That type of
romantic. You
dude.
knew I wasn't
Yeah.
this type
But
of
you're not until you are.
lovey-dovey, and you
Right.
knew I wasn't flowery,
But you know, that's
whatever.
something that,
Right.
like,
But it's
now
like-
that you know, so what do you do moving forward? Like, now that you know, you know.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, like, this is so silly, but it probably would be helpful. Like, okay, she's telling you all these different things, or he's telling us all these different things he likes. We just put in our notes in our phone. And literally, when we're out and about, okay, let me pull it up. Okay, she said she'd like flowers. Okay, I got to run to the store.
Like
Let me
mental
grab some
notes.
flowers. Oh, she said that she wants me to, okay. And literally, just
Yes,
kind of have these
it's the
reminders
thought that
in your
counts.
phone.
Yeah, I do it now. I definitely do it
so
now.
it is
Yeah.
interesting, but
Yeah, I
like,
definitely do it
Yeah,
now.
but you
And
do it now because it was important to her. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And that's how-
that's
and
what
I,
it
that's
is.
important.
and I understood
Right.
where she was coming from as well. Like, you know, like I was like, okay, all right, cool.
Women
But now
want
that y'all
to feel
think-
wanted.
I was about to say,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We wanna feel wanted. We wanna feel like
appreciated,
loved.
wanted.
Yeah.
I have
Definitely.
to say,
But
like,
I think that's men too. It's just
Yeah.
a different way. Like we
Yeah, I was
want.
just
I
gonna
feel
say
like
that.
we want so much and
Right.
expect them to know and want so much. Like, you know, he has to now do mental notes to say, okay, she loves flowers. She's this. But what are we doing for our men?
I agree with
we
that.
need
That
to
I agree with
also
that.
do the same thing for them. If
And
he's
my-
talking about, you know, he's seen whatever it may be, these sneakers or whatever. You know, I'm gonna just
I'm
run
picking
out
them
and
up.
grab them.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the
but
how I
women
am.
aren't doing that. We are
No, I gotta
expecting
do
them
better
to do
myself.
so much
Yeah, I
for
gotta do
us
better.
and be in.
For me, I just want a clean house and cook meal. That's it. I don't care about nothing else.
Easy
But
peasy.
even
Come
that,
home,
you
my
know, when
house
you got a
is
woman
clean.
that's working so much and
Right.
you coming home and she can't
That's
cook you
it.
dinner, that's sometimes even hard for a
Right.
woman. So for me, like it would have to be intentional. All right, if I know that's really what he wants, I need to maybe prep meals.
Right.
You know, it may not be that easy of a task to do. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Or
if
even
I'm
put it in
working
a
all
container
day and then
and
I have
you
my
know.
own hair business right after work, I'm doing hair. I don't have time to
Right.
cook.
So
you know,
it-
but I do, so I
Right.
make it work. I have to figure out how to balance that and how to
Crock
make
pot
it work.
today
So whether
or-
it's a crock
yeah.
pot or you know,
Right.
come home real quick and season something up and then popping it. You know,
Yeah,
when I
men
get
love that.
home,
Once
it's
you come
something.
home in a clean house and cook, we love that.
You
So what
good.
about the gender roles? Are you for gender roles, or do you kind of feel like it's not about the gender, it's really just about what works for the household?
I cook, so it's whatever works for the household.
Yeah.
I just
agree.
cook today.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, so
Goes
I
out
love to
home.
cook. You
Yeah.
know, my kids love when I make certain things. She loves when I make certain things.
Mm-hmm.
When I got the time, I love to like I said, like I love to make people feel good. Like you know, so
Right.
I don't mind cooking. I
And
don't
you
mind.
clean and all
It's
of that,
not,
too.
Yeah, I do all that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's
I don't
team.
have the time to do it. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
when I do, I definitely chip in because I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe a woman should just stay home, cook and clean. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
I
Okay.
believe we should do the same thing, vice
No,
versa. What they
I
doing.
may just want
you
to
know?
stay home and cook.
I
So
agree. I think it's
I'll
with the
cook.
household, like whatever.
Yeah,
works.
whatever works for the
Yeah.
household. Because
Household.
sometimes, like, she might not want to cook, so
Right.
she might like what I want to make. So I cook that day. So like, I try to cook on Sundays, on my relaxed day.
Right.
So I cook on Sundays. When I clean, I like to like really just dig in. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, West Indians, when we clean, we want
clean.
everything,
Brush.
everything wiped down. Like,
If you
know,
can
all
even
the
brush
dust
it, now we
gone.
can't do it here, but I remember.
I'll call y'all
in the
over
island-
next
No,
Sunday.
we gotta brush the brick walls. We be washing with a brush there. I'm not
Word.
playing.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the things that you said, and you know how I feel, is that when you want to make people feel good, I don't think there's enough people in this world that want to make people feel good, and I feel like
Yeah.
if that's how you are
Right.
internally, then it comes out in so many
Negative
aspects
ways.
and
Yeah.
so many aspects
Yeah.
of your life because everything is very pretty much intentional. So it's gonna make you feel good when somebody else feels good that you're doing
Yeah,
it for
for
somebody.
sure.
And I think that
But it's
But
like
I think
you
what's
said, I think it's a
important, though,
culture
is-
thing too. I say it's a culture thing because with my ex-husband, he used to tell me the same thing. You're too friendly. But I'm the same way, how friendly with you and with her. I don't switch it up.
Right.
In front of him and behind his back, I was the same.
Right.
Now, he had an issue because why he has to say that, like, listen, what you want me to do? I can't tell him what to do, to say. He said, good afternoon, beautiful. Okay, good afternoon. I don't say good afternoon, handsome. Like,
Right.
but I say good afternoon, how are
well,
you, sir?
that also
Right.
comes with security and
But that's
being
what
on
I'm
the same
trying to
page.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But what I
But that's
think
what
is
I'm saying.
important too, though, you
They
know.
could come with your past too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I wasn't the perfect person, so when I do certain stuff, she's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
you
true.
still that person?
And
You know what I'm
that,
saying? Are you?
that-
you
Like,
still that person.
How long have you
Change.
guys
He
been
creeping
together?
out.
Oh, so it's been some time.
It's almost like
Yeah.
which time?
Okay.
yeah, like, so
Over the course of how many years?
I'll say like 10, 12,
Yeah,
12 years.
yeah.
And you guys, so you have your 3 kids are.
Yeah, so I
With her?
came in a relationship with her having a kid.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it was like it was a learning experience for me to kind of do that. You know, like I was young, so she's a little bit older than me. She's 4 years older than me. I always liked the older women.
Yes, these 40-year-olds. Let me tell y'all about these 40s women.
I always liked the older women. I don't know because of my trauma or whatever, but I always liked the older women, a mature body, a mature
But you know
mind.
what? Even speaking to you, you seem mature for your age.
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
for
Not that you're that much younger than us,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, he
you
is.
definitely.
I'm right. I'm close to you. You know.
Yeah,
okay.
you definitely got it.
Girl.
You know,
I
like
appreciate
you
I'm like almost
realize-
10 years old.
It seems like you realize, like, even though I lack, it's okay. Like, we're gonna
Yeah.
figure it out. and I'm
But
gonna
what
do my
I love
best,
about
and
that was my
that's what
point
it
too. I was
is.
going to make last was that what I love about it is that once you're told what the issue is, that you're trying to
that's
make
all,
it better,
right.
and you're making the effort to try to figure it
And
out.
I think
and
that's
that's what
for
a lot
both
of
of
people are
us,
not
men and
doing.
women.
Yes,
Yes,
like,
they're
just,
not doing
try.
it.
You're
You
not
tell them
trying.
what you don't like, and listen,
Right.
this is what I want, and they're not making the adjustments
I
ever.
think
about
people look at it
boundaries,
like
though?
that
What-
you're trying to change me, and it's not about trying to change
So
somebody.
what about
It's
boundaries,
just-
though? Let's talk about things that, like, okay, I can't do this. This is not something that I'm capable of doing. Is this going to make or break us?
Well, that's
I've
the
been
same
told-
conversation.
I've
Those
been-
are tough ones.
What kind of boundary is that? What a
I've
threesome
I've been
or
told.
something?
Example.
Oh, listen to him.
I don't know. I don't have an
I've
example.
been
Does
told-
someone know
You
that?
hear what he said?
He said with a threesome. I said,
you heard-
Well, don't care.
I've been
That's
told
another episode.
you
there
physically
at all.
can, unless you have an ailment. That's like somebody saying, like, touch this pole. You can't do it unless you have a chair underneath you. Like,
But there's morals too. Like
Yeah,
there's things that
yeah.
more like okay,
Yeah.
we'll bring up the threesome. Okay, well, you know, I want to have a threesome. It's something I totally want to do. I'm really into it. I want to do it. I want to have this experience. I want to have an experience with you.
Now, Liz, are you saying, like, once, let's say this is when we first meet,
Oh, I
having
don't-
this conversation,
I don't know
or
that part.
longer? I
is so- I'm just- I'm
makes a
just pulling.
difference.
I'm
I
just
think it makes a
pulling.
difference
Yeah.
between, because if you're first meeting somebody
Okay,
and this
we're-
is what
like,
you
we're
want,
married.
then I think you should
We're
be having
married
them
for
conversations
5
with-
years.
And then now you want,
And now
because
I
people
want it.
evolve.
Well,
and
we've done everything sexually.
Uh-huh.
This is something I've always wanted to do. This is the porn category that I'm clicking on most. And I
Yeah.
want to do this.
that's a hard
You know.
conversation.
So
It's
he
a hard
don't
pill.
want to do it?
Let's say, well,
Oh, no, he's just-
okay,
oh,
okay, we could do
speaking of-
that. He doesn't want to
He
do
doesn't
it,
wanna
and
do
the
it.
woman wants to do it.
Okay.
So he says that's a boundary. I am not going to do that. You know, like that's tough.
I think that's the question for the woman, though. Is that a make or break for you? If he doesn't want to do it and you do, and he says
Listen,
no,
if-
is he
if
leaving?
that's
Are
not-
you leaving?
See, that's different. I feel like if
That's
that's
hard.
You
so,
know, I think that's the
I
woman.
don't know.
So
Sure.
that point right there, I feel like I feel like every man should experience that, and if a woman wants to experience that, they're gonna do it regardless if you don't want to do it or not.
That's my
It's
The
point.
gonna
woman
happen.
is going to do it regardless.
If
you're
a
saying?
man wants to do that, and their significant other doesn't want to do it, it's gonna get done, regardless
yeah.
without you.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
So
is
it's
if
might
a
as
man
well try to
or
compromise.
wait,
If a man wants to have a threesome and he's going
so
to a
this is what
woman
you guys
and
call,
asking
you
his
guys
woman,
call a threesome, two
Hold on.
females.
wait, hold on. I
Hold
want
on.
to
wait, so
Hold
if
on.
a man wants to have a threesome and he's bringing it to his woman and
The
she
man
says
has-
no,
Uh-huh.
he's gonna do it regardless.
She's saying
Oh,
he's going to do it.
yeah.
I feel like
regardless.
a female would do it too,
I
because it's
think
something
most-
I feel
think
like
most
if
will.
if they're
I think
yeah,
there might
if they
be-
because it's a reason you bringing that to him, right?
Right.
So if it's a reason you're bringing that to him, and it's a reason he's bringing that to you, it's something that it's a fetish. It's something
Yeah.
that you wanna.
Well, I actually
complete,
think
you
that
know?
I think sexual, like when we talk about just sexual interest, I think that's the one thing that is like totally uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Because people will literally lose their jobs over their fetishes. They
Oh,
will
yeah.
lose
We
their
talk-
life
yeah.
over fetishes. And I
Yeah.
don't believe that it is controllable. I think that when someone has this high intense need that fits in that sex category, they're going to do it.
It's
They're gonna
going-
do it.
don't matter.
Either you're going to know about it or you're not
Or
going to
you're
know
not
about
gonna
it.
know about it.
So ladies, give y'all a threesome.
You
They're gonna
get
do
it.
it anyway.
Oh, that's going to up
But my
and
thing
likes
is-
right there.
The guy,
Right, right.
so the guy wants a threesome, but then he want to let his girl have her threesome.
Wait, but are you guys doing a threesome together? Or are you
Yes,
doing-
I'm saying that's what
You're
this is
saying
how I
with
see
another
it.
so you're
woman.
If
saying
you're doing
two
it, I'm
men-
allowed to do it too.
So you want your man
You
to
want
give,
two
you
men
want
in-
two
two
men
men.
in a threesome.
Well, if he has two girls, I'm
That's
not a
a
lesbian.
train. That's
See,
a
that's
train.
crazy.
I want to train
You
that.
know what's
wanna
crazy?
train
So that's
baby.
crazy. I always had that. I always had that. I used to have conversation like that. Like,
Seriously?
is that a train? Like, we consider that a train, right?
What,
But
2 men on a
two
woman?
men on a
Yeah.
woman, but it's when
But
you
it's a
when you think
threesome,
about it
right?
logically, ideal, like right.
Yes,
I'm gonna
it's-
play devil advocate.
Yeah. It's almost
It's
like
really
degrading.
not a train
It's
though.
not.
A
Threesome.
train
To
is
me-
multiple men.
Yes.
Right.
Back like
Back to
No,
back
but
to
see
back.
that is
But-
considered.
I couldn't do that one though.
What
I
is-
ain't gonna
what
lie.
is
to
that
you.
considered?
So why? But
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
couldn't
said.
do
Not
Then
orgy.
don't even bring it
What's
up.
it
If you
called?
can't
What?
handle it, don't
I
do
feel
it.
like-
Because we have the same
that makes
privileges.
sense. That
Yeah,
makes
okay,
sense.
agree with
okay, but
that.
hold on
I
real
agree
quick.
with
So
that.
I
he's
agree.
saying,
I agree with
so
you.
you're
I agree
saying
with
that if he brings it up and he says that he wants to have another woman, right?
Yes.
Then
And
and
she's
you
all
say
for it.
okay.
And
Okay.
she's for
Then
it.
he said, then you say, all right, well, I want another man. So
2 separate threesomes.
2 separate
Yeah.
threesomes.
right. So the thing is, understand that they may be hard for him to do because.
So what
No,
about
hold on, real
me?
quick. It might be hard for him to do because men are mostly visual, right? So a man, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, has a hard time seeing another woman be fucked by another dick.
Another.
It's going to be, he may never ever get that. There are some guys who like that, right? But it may be hard for him to see you suck another man's dick.
I think that's the same
Yeah.
though for the
So I guess I'm a
women,
man.
though.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
it's-
I
it's
just
a
came
little
out. I'm a man
different.
because
It's a
I'm
little
not letting
different
my
with
fat,
men.
Nah,
not
but
letting my
it's-
dude
it's-
fuck
but
another
it's-
girl in front of me.
Right.
It's
I
feel
like
like it's
to
different
ways
watch
you
your
could-
man
No.
fuck another woman. I think
How is
that's
that different than a
equally
man?
as
Right, I
different.
think so,
that's
It's the
too.
same,
Nah,
exactly.
it's not the same. It's not
It
the same.
is. It
But look,
is.
It- I
I'm
don't
gonna
agree.
Different.
say this though. I feel like when
What makes it different?
when you're having a threesome with 2 women, right? I feel like it can be rules, right? You can be like, okay,
You can't
you
perform
go-
oral.
You can't
or-
perform anything on her, but just me. She can do whatever she wants to me. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't.
You
Okay.
can't. So that's where the difference comes. You talking about I'm watching my lady, a whole woman pin it. What if the man is like insecure? Is no homo?
What if that,
like,
what if that
pause,
guy
Period.
is way
pause.
bigger?
What if his
See,
meat is
I
all a little
think-
pause?
I think that's the same
You know what I'm saying?
thing
Like-
for females,
It's the
though. I
same.
think
You think so?
that,
I don't think
yes.
I don't think it is.
But we
Yes.
just
I
talked
think it is.
about.
And I don't
is
think there's things that-
insecure- If a woman is insecure, let's say I'm insecure and we're doing a threesome, and you know he all into you,
Right, he's
and
passionately kissing you, and
kissing
he's
you
fucking
and
you
all
like
that.
he's
How
never
is that
fucked me.
different? How is that
How
different?
me watching you is that not?
I'm
maybe
not
the
saying you're not going to
triggering?
have those thoughts, right? And you might not get in your head or upset. But I'm telling you that the majority of
The men are
men
gonna
in
be
this
traumatized.
world,
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
because
I'm
they're
a man then
Yes,
because
well-
I'm trapped in. There's some man trapping me because I'll be traumatized if I see my dude doing to her what he doesn't do to her. I'll be like,
So let me ask,
"Espérate."
but him
let me
having
ask-
a
let me ask
threesome
this
isn't
question,
No,
though.
doesn't
so-
change how he feels about you.
Are you just stating that because with the topic what we was just discussing, or do I feel like a woman actually wants to experience that?
We women want
Probably.
to.
For real?
Most
Like,
women
wanna have a
wanna
threesome?
experience that?
Most
With 2
women
men?
do.
You want to have 2 men?
Oh, for
Me?
real?
Oh, with 2
Yeah.
men.
Oh,
You
wow.
said
Two men, yes.
Oh, so that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you want?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I don't call it a train.
No, it's,
call it.
no, it's
quiet as my
No,
dog
that's not a
has.
train though. But it's crazy because I feel like a lot of women actually want to do that, but they don't come out and say it.
And this is why we're here.
because it's how
Right.
they.
We say
Yeah,
what
we
we
bear it
want.
all.
Especially in your 40s, we
Because
say,
it's how
and
they
people are like,
look.
what's
It's
wrong
not-
with you?
it's not
No,
even
we
set
have
a
the
threesome
same.
instead
So
of
then
two.
I gotta
Such a
go home and
drive.
ask her that. Like, I'm about to text her. I'm about to text her right now. Like, hold on, you wanna?
hate us. I'm so
wanna-
sorry.
Day one,
you
not
wanna-
on day one.
She's like, you can't go back.
Oh, we
He
screwed.
crazy. You got me want to text her right now. Hold on.
Well,
Because
that wraps
it-
up another show. To be
Nah,
continued.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna ask her that.
We
No,
want to
because I
hear
feel like
next time.
I feel like a lot of women actually want to do that, but they
But
just
they're not
don't know how to
brave.
say
Exactly.
it.
No, but you
Yeah.
already said it in the beginning.
And
that
I'm not
it's
doing
called-
that. I'm not doing that.
Making it clear.
No, wait, hold on. No, we have an open discussion.
I ain't
Let
doing
her
that.
plead her case first.
No, I'm a
But
listener.
y'all already
Yeah,
put
so
it on the table that it's not.
She
that
gonna
it's
tell me
looked at
no.
as not a threesome.
She probably
and it's
gonna
looked
tell
at
me
as
no.
a train.
Okay,
I don't
smart
think she
woman.
would.
And again, you
I don't think
said
she'll say
she
yeah.
Smart
choose
woman.
and you choose. That's what you said.
And look at her
Regardless,
porn
she's
categories.
gonna do it.
Oh.
Check her porn
Remember,
list.
Damn.
it's you what you said. Remember.
I'll call her real quick.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to
careful.
another
Thank
episode
you
of
so
Bear It All the
much,
podcast.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you,
you.
Ja.
Appreciate
Thank you
y'all.
so much.
Thank
We
you.
will find
Pleasure.
out next time.
Yes.
Pleasure,
If
definitely.
Ja is going to get that threesome.
Oh, he's like, I don't want it divorce. I don't want it.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes.